Are you feeling a bit unsure as to why your manifestations are not coming through? You're a committed student following all the how-to guidance, but it still doesn't feel right. You're not seeing the results. Are you getting fed up, but genuinely feeling that you're not worthy of your dreams and you're uncertain? Well, manifestation requires crystal clear intention, a focus, and a genuine belief in your heart and mind that you are deserving, with your own action plan to ensure you're taking the right steps and making the best effort you can. Manifestation hacks and even general life hacks can give you the foundational focus you need. Remember, energy flows where intention goes. Tune into this episode to learn more. Welcome back, Soul Tribe, and we're here with another episode for 2022 on manifestation hacks. I know that you're looking forward to this one, but did you know that we've got the new age healer? And if you haven't met him, aka Miles, you're going to love this guy's energy. I can't even tell you that I couldn't even start recording this because I'm catching too much jokes with this guy. It's like we've known each other from many lifetimes, but he was that one that made me laugh in every lifetime, including this one. So with that being said, I'm about to introduce the New Age healer who has an array of talents. Like he's in charge of the manifestation hacks. He's going to share some of that today, but he runs his own businesses and he's in the space of energy healing. He's an investor, a life hacker, also traveler who I couldn't keep up with in 2021 because the dude was changing location all the time. I don't even know where he is right now. I really don't. He's looking inconspicuous. I can't even tell from that background. And he's an up-and-coming property and credit guru. So he's an investor. He's always growing and he's always manifesting new ideas. So for that being said, welcome, Miles. Thank you for being here today.
Hello. I'm going to put my recording voice on so it might go a bit deeper.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So he's trying to impress you guys. But Miles, I urge you to just be the Miles that I know, because that's what they're going to
like. Cool. All right. So, yeah, cool. Where do we start or where should we start?
Well, how are you, first of all? Are you all right? Like, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah. I can't complain. Life's good.
It's 2022. They said that this is the year for us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they say it's always the year for us, but let's put it this way. It's the year for us when we say it's the year for us.
Exactly that.
We have to affirm it. So, I mean, I know we're going to get into manifestation hacks. And if anyone is interested, we're going to share Miles's page and his socials afterwards. He's got a number of different motivational and encouraging empowerment videos. And he shares a lot through a lot of the different types of work he does. But before we get into that, I find Miles to be a rarity. And why do I say that? Like, he's a special soul in many ways. He's a crazy soul. I think this is going to be the episode I laugh the most on. But he's got just this vibrant energy. And Miles has come from a very interesting background. And, you know, he's in his 20s. He's a young, lovely black man, born and raised in the UK, in London. And it hasn't really been an easy time, but also for him to get into this space, mind, body, spirituality, energy healing, and working on this vibrational way of doing things and everything is energy is a very different sort of field to go in and doesn't seem to be sort of where the crowd is hanging out, especially at Miles's age and with his demographic. So I want to ask you, Miles, like, tell us a bit about where you've come from, you know, cool. What has brought you to where you are today. I want to share that with the Soul Tribe.
Yeah, all right. I'll give you a little backstory. I won't go too in depth, but I'll hit some points, you know, and get a few emotions rolling and everyone thinking, oh, damn, you really went through that.
Go for it.
All right. All right. For me, I would say this space I'm in kind of started a long time ago. I'd say when I was about, let's say 4 or 5 years old, my mum passed away. And in a way, I was kind of like, okay, cool. This makes sense, but it doesn't make sense because how can someone leave this space we're in so early? So for me, it was kind of curiosity. I was always asking questions, you know, how can that person go? Why does that person go? What causes this? What causes that? And yeah, and you know, when you're in school, you're always told stop asking too many questions, especially if you went to maybe, I don't know, a religious primary school. Oh, it's just what is what and that is that. And I couldn't really sit with that. So I remember fast forwarding now from being the age of 4, you know, I didn't really like kind of cry at the funeral. I just kind of got on with it. I was just like, okay, cool. This is it. Let me get on with it. But I'm going to still look for explanations and understandings. So I remember I was about, I think I was about 20, I was 19, no, 19, 20, right? And I went to jail. And I remember it was me being in that space, kind of looking for answers. Because if you know me and know where I'm from, when I was in jail, I was always getting into trouble, fighting. I never got troubled. I was never getting bullied, but I just thought, you know what, you're in an environment, so you have to adapt. And maybe you have to act out of what you are in order to survive. And I figured out that worked for me. Time would pass. I figured out if I fight, then I'm going to go to my cell and I'm going to be there for a week. I'm going to be on like VM. That's what they just call it in it, VM, whatever. And I'm going to have no TV. I'm going to be myself for like 23 and a half hours. I'm going to get let out to get fresh air, use the phone and shower all in that 30 minutes, at most an hour. But when I was sitting with myself, I realized like kind of who I am and why am I doing this? And I kind of realized like, I think it stemmed from way back when I was younger, not having those answers. So a lot of that energy is built up and then you explode. Anyone barges past you, looks at you, says anything to you. It's just a straight, like, I'm going to mash work. That's it, simple. There's no, oh, what you doing? It's just, I'm going to mash work. So I kind of rode with that from road to jail to coming out of jail. And I found a lot of my answers in jail because I was by myself, with myself. I might have had cellmates, but we was always fighting people, you know, and getting into problems. So we would have to get split up. And then I found myself coming to the end of my sentence. So I came out when I was like 21, when in like 19, 20, came out 21. So I remember now getting towards the end of my sentence. And I I found peace within myself in the, let's say, darkest of times, because I was able to learn, understand how to adapt. You understand where you are, who you are in that space. That was probably the best place for me, as crazy as it sounds. Like people say, oh, you know, you can't find yourself when you're in an environment like that. But truth be told, I did. And I found myself. I found who I was. And from learning that, I was able to bring that outside to the road life and carry on the rest of my life with it. And it was my oldest sister who was kind of into this whole energy thing and manifestation and all of this from a young age. But again, she was told, oh, don't go down that path because it's not right and whatnot. But she found it again. And then she tried and kind of introduced me to someone who kind of did a reading for me. And I've never let anyone do a reading for me before. That's the only one and the first time. And she kind of explained my life without knowing me. And I was like to myself, how can this woman explain to me who I am as an individual when I've never met her? And I was intrigued. And from that sense, I kind of went on to kind of learn a bit about it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say like I still wasn't keeping up with certain fuckeries, but mind my language, but we're not going to go too deep in there. Like
this podcast is not for kids.
All right, cool.
It's all right.
I'm not going to go in.
Being authentic, roll with it, man.
Yeah,
no,
all right, cool.
It's fine.
So let me not apologize. Let me take that back. So
unapologetically,
kind of like,
he continues. Go for it.
Exactly. And when she was explaining certain things to me, and I was like, yo, I've kind of done things in this life here that you can't run around and say, but to an extent, it carries weight, because if you're about that life on the road, on the curb, whatever they call it, you say, you've done X, Y, Z. It carries weight. And it's almost like it's a shield you can use, because people think, if we run up a my man, it's going to be long. So I realized like, okay, cool, this can work for me. But at the same time, I still wanted to find myself even more, because I'm thinking to myself, you know what, less of harming people and more of doing for people, because it can work that way. And
Yeah.
I've always realized from young, a lot of people say to me, things just work for me because I naturally have a pure heart. Like, I'm not gonna go and do something unless there's a intention behind it that can lead to a greater beginning in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did, right, I took all this energy that I had built up from losing my mum, from road, from jail, and even losing my little cousin as well from the road life, lost another friend, like all from, you know, stabbing, shootings. It's not like, oh yeah, they just died because they was ill. They died because they was about that life. And these were people I knew. And I thought to myself, let me think of it like this. I can carry on this life or I can divert. Not saying I'm running away from anyone, because you might still catch me in the ends if I'm not traveling or whatever, but I'm not going to be in the ends like that on the block, but I'll be about in it. So I kind of took all of what I had learned and kind of switched that energy around and used it for greater good.
Mm-hmm.
So when this woman did the reading on me, she was my, you know, my mentor from there. She taught me that there is another way to live. You can achieve what you want by using energy. And the reality is that everything we use in this lifetime is energy, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
From going into a relationship, consuming food is energy. The relationship, the energy you hold, the person you attract. You're always gonna pull in what you are.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to, if you don't want to pull in badness, then stop generating that. If you want to pull in good, start generating that. Yeah. And then I realized when I switched the energy, things started to come my way more and more so. And I was like to myself, hold on. Is this like a life hack I've learned? Like, the more you put out, the more you, how do they say, the more you sow, the more you reap, or whatever it is. You put out good.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I was like to myself, oh my day. So I learned the whole energy healing, the vibrational healing, and became a Reiki master teacher, learned how to do Akashic Records readings. I learned how to do tons of things, right? And all these things were benefiting me because I found that the more I help people, I would get something in return. The law of exchange, you know?
Yeah.
So people talk about this law of attraction. We can go one deeper and we call it the law of exchange. I'm not saying you do things to get things in return, but the reality is that's how it works.
It's the intention, right? If your intention and your intention in your heart is true, and it's from the universe, and I have to just interject, the universe knows what's in our hearts. So if you're saying, oh, here you go, if I go, here you go, Miles, have this lovely coffee, but in my heart, I'm like, I don't really want to do this coffee. That's not going to be accepted as something of a good deed that I'm trying to do to help you have a nice drink. And I mean, forget coffee anyway. I don't like that.
Exactly.
But
the law of exchange, and there's always something that you will exchange for. Like, I've realized, like, a lot of people in this lifetime want to get rich, but in order to get rich, you need to sacrifice time. It doesn't just work like that. It doesn't just, oh, I'm gonna, get £1,000 put into a certain cryptocurrency and it's gonna 100x and I'm gonna have, £1 million. It doesn't work like that. You need to sacrifice your time, and the time you're willing to give up will then bring back what you're willing to get. So when I started to go on, you want to say something?
I was going to say, and on that point in making money, like a lot of people go, oh, I want this and I want that. But what they don't realize is that sometimes they are creating their own blocks, right? Because they are holding this lack mentality. They're feeling like they're not worthy enough, or they don't have enough. So they're like, oh, I wish I had this. I don't have that. I don't have. And they're focusing on what they don't have rather than what they do have. So what are you going to attract more of? Like you said, you attract what you are. So if you are in a lack mentality, you're going to only attract more lack, right?
Exactly. And you have to understand that, like, I've realized in this world, a lot of people think, right, okay, cool, I'm going to get what I want, right? But you can't do the simplest of things like having a clean diet, right? Stepping away from foods, right, that hold a certain energy that can lower your vibrations.
Ooh, he's going there.
People don't understand that. Even down to the clothing we're wearing. People don't understand that certain clothes hold a frequency. Like cotton wool might hold a frequency of 500, where like the clothing like polyester will hold a lower vibration. People don't understand that, and people think that they can just do one small thing and get the biggest thing back. It doesn't work like that. Like the universe isn't gonna work with you and work through you if you can't even work with the universe itself. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. A lot of people think, oh man, this manifestation thing isn't working. That's not working. This isn't working. But people got to realize you have to clear out those old energies you have and start changing your mindset and start seeing what you're doing and seeing how you're thinking, and stop believing a lot of the propaganda that is out there. Because this manifestation thing works. These life hacks do work. Like, I'm in my 20s, you know, I didn't have the easiest start. I'm not saying I was out on the streets living, but I started at the bottom. Statistically, I shouldn't be where I am. And that's a fact.
Yeah. You're going against what they say is your destiny, right? If you follow the trend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going against, people say I'm going against the wave. I should technically, there's 3 places where I should probably end up, right? Or a black man in this world should end up, right? Based on statistics. In jail, dead, or doing some shit that he doesn't want to do, right? And I'm not.
Follow a system. Yeah.
Exactly. So you have to step out and step away from that. A lot of people are like stuck in this, let's say, this matrix, and they're like, we just gotta follow the rules. But people don't realize that there are doors and there's loopholes open, because the same people that created the system leave these doors open for other people. And if you can tune in correctly, you can also walk through that door. It's not difficult. Nothing in life is difficult, but we tend to make it seem like it's difficult. Everything is hard. Everything is that.
Yeah. If you think about it though, like a lot of it comes from what's passed down. So if you think about, we're of brown skin, both of us. Yeah. And so even though, we ain't sort of the poor or the slaves or whatever, like we've been fortunate to have a good life. But when you compare it to what you see out there, we might not be living the elitist life, right? And we might have not come from that background. But what happens in society tends to be where you come from is where you sort of stay. And it's because you're born into that, and your parents show, not blaming our parents, but they show you what they've known. And, you've got to really work hard, and you've got to do it this way. No one teaches you that actually you need to free up that space, these mindsets, these beliefs. And some of those beliefs might have been passed down from ancestors, from lineage and that. And you need to do that work to clear that from your field, to create space and start thinking differently, being differently. I like what you said. You said seeing yourself, like observing your ego, observing how you have been operating and going, actually, I have the power to rearrange this, remove this. And we're at the beginning of the year right now, 2022. This is for you guys. Are you listening? Like, Miles and I are not here for fun. Yeah, we are. Exactly. We're enjoying talking. Yeah, we are. No. We are here for fun, but it's fun in that we are enjoying sharing something with you guys that we know works, and we know can transform your life if you are ready. And that is the point. Are you ready? Are you willing? Are you willing to open your eyes? And the media as well. Like, a lot is there in the system and in society and what we've learned that makes us think, or encourages us to think and be a certain way. But what if we go against that? And like you said, you might be going against the wave, but I would like to say, people would say, society would say, oh, that's young black man who's going against the wave. What's going on? And we'd be like, well, actually, he's going with the flow of the universe. Now, that is the way to see it. If you flow with the energy, but you have to create the space to be aligning with the energy, and you start to work with it. It takes time, and it's an always on thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, you woke up today, and I'm sure you was doing whatever you need to do, Miles, to be in your flow.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's crazy because people, like, don't realize, yeah. I'm gonna give you one small like life hack. Everyone obviously.
Are we getting into the life hacks now? Is this?
No. I'm gonna just stroke it. Just
stroking it. Okay. I don't even want to go into any euphemisms about this, but yeah. Okay. He's gonna start to pat the cat of the life hack.
Small life hack, yeah. It's like I think people small life hack, right? If you're going through some shit right now, yeah, and you want it to change, the first thing you should do, right, is write down everything you're going through, yeah, in whatever order you feel like you're going through it or whatever serves you best.
Good and bad?
Yeah, good and bad. Whatever you deem as good and bad, right?
Okay.
If it's bad, like, I know the typical thing everyone's going through this day and age, right? Everyone wants money, right? Write that down. See what you're doing. Now, you might be in a workplace that you may not enjoy. I don't know, shop floor, I don't know, you may be working in a Tesco or whatever. Now, look at ways where you can either elevate yourself from that position or educate yourself about that position, right? Elevating yourself from that position will get you paid more. Educating yourself from that position will also get you to get paid more. Because people just think, oh, it's not fair, you know, like, oh, I'm put here and, you know, I never wanted to do this. But the reality is you're in control of your own life.
Yeah, life is not happening to you. You're creating your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So write down what you're enjoying and what you're not enjoying and just look at ways in which you can shift that. Turn the energy the other way around. Because like I say, I'll repeat again, I did not come from the easiest background, but I understood what it is I've gone through, and I could sit there and say, all right, cool. My mum died at 4 or 5 years old. I'm gonna sit here and complain and say, oh, it's the world, you know, it's this, it's that. And I said, no, fuck that, man. If she was here, I might be doing some stuff I don't want to do. Yeah. So I looked at that and said, cool.
Wow.
You know what, this is a plus, because now I'm free. Because rather than two parents, have one. So now I'm more able to explore and maybe see what I want to do. And then I could say, damn, I'm in the system. Bam, went jail. I could be like, oh, man, the system ain't fair. But the reality is I've put myself there. Yeah. Because I think
you created that. So you're taking yourself out of being a victim, basically.
Exactly. So cool. That's two things I can write down. Cool. To avoid a near death, right, or even death upon myself, cool, I can change the way I'm eating and the way I'm thinking, the way I'm seeing. Cool. To avoid a jail again, I can stop doing those old things or living in those old lifestyles and habits to then put me back in that place. Simple. Yeah. Already, two things have changed just like that, just from looking and assessing. People don't tend to assess what they're going through. And it's a shame because everyone thinks, Miles, you got it easy, this and that. But it's not that it's easy. It's just I understand what hard is and I choose not to live hard. Yeah. So I just switch around that energy. It's like, you know, you went to school, key stage 1 or key stage 2, it would say 4 plus something equals 8. And on top of the space, right, where the number's missing, there's a machine. And you've got to figure it out and see what's going to come out of the machine. So you make sure the right energy is going into that space to equal that 8. Mm-hmm. Don't be getting 3 because you're going to cut yourself short and get 7. Don't put 5 because you're going to go 2 over the top and get 9 as an answer. Make sure you're understanding what it is you're going through and how you can change things to what you want them to be. Because everything is energy and energy is everything.
Yeah, so be ambitious with it, right?
Exactly.
Don't hold yourself back. If you want it, go big. Exactly. And focus there. Yeah.
Exactly. So you understand that vibration that you need to vibrate on to get to where you're going to. Because like, I remember one time, someone said to me once upon a time, could you walk through a wall? And I said, well, if I understood the vibration of the wall, of course I could walk through. It's no black magic. It's no hocus pocus. It's just aligning yourself to a vibration, pass through that wall, because you dissect us all down to the smallest thing we are, which is an atom. Everything is the same in this world. Mm-hmm. You just need to understand how to align yourself to what it is you're trying to create, whether you're trying to walk through a wall, whether you're trying to go on a plane and go on holiday, whether you're trying to buy some new trainers or get a new job. You just need to figure out how to align yourself to that space. And it always starts with what you're consuming, what you're eating. who you're around.
Yeah. What you're talking about.
What you're talking about, what you're listening to.
Yeah.
What you're wearing, what you're seeing. A lot of people have social medias, right? And their feed is a load of rubbish because they're following people that aren't motivational.
Wait. So now, guys, go and follow the New Age Healer and Divine Feminines with a Z on Instagram. Because that's going to give you the right content. No, I'm not trying to plug it, but it's true. Like, we're about that life, right? We're promoting that. Sorry, carry on.
Exactly. So you already, imagine that. You know how I said, write down what it is you enjoy and what you don't enjoy? That could be another thing. My social media feed. And a lot of people listening are going to think, oh, it's not as easy as that. Write it down and what change it. It is. Because it starts with the thought. It starts with the spelling. It starts with the word. Now, you change your social media feeds, you can see more things that are motivational. You can see more things that are for you. And if something is for you, then 9 out of 10 times you're going to become that thing that you want to see or you're seeing. I remember I was younger. I used to always be like, yo, one day I just want to just travel the world. I remember one of my friends said this like to me some time ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago. He goes, I remember when you said, yeah, we was in Ballum and we must have been in like Planet Organic or something. And you said, one day I'm just going to travel the world. And then he said, oh, you did it. And I said, of course, because I aligned myself to that space. I did the homework. So when I got to class, I was ahead of the game.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do the homework and want to get to class and want to pass through the exams, GCSEs, AS level, A level. Boom. It doesn't work like that. Do the work at home, then the classwork is easier. And you're a step ahead of the game. That's what a lot of people are missing. People don't do the soul work. People think.
And I have to interject because I feel like you got to it earlier in your growth period as growing up. I went through the system and I did, like I have to do this, have to go to uni. And I actually did it in a way, okay, and then you've got to work really hard to get to, and I was that person when I was with my friends, just walking the roads in the local area and going, I just want to get out of home. We're 16 and I'm like, nah, one day I'm going to be, this and that. And then I look back and I'm like, oh, wow, I've come far. But I didn't know the life hacks, I understand energy, understand manifestation and alignment back then. I probably subconsciously knew, let me not get into it, because obviously we are souls from another, and I do believe we're both star seeds. That's why we've come together. We're light workers. So I knew it subconsciously. I was probably working with some of that energy, but not consciously. So guys, once you're conscious of your energy and your intent, what you have around you, that's when it changes. And another thing is, I've been talking about how you set yourself up for the new year. We're already well into the new year, but it's still not too late. If you've got certain people around you that are talking gossip, like they're just chatting about, I'm going to be honest. Christmas, when Christmas happened, my dad was getting phone calls from family and stuff. One of my uncles was just like, he was giving jokes. He's like a Miles, like, hey, whatever. And he looked so happy. He was abroad. He just was glowing. And I was just like, yeah, more life to you, unks. Like, it was so nice. Then the next uncle came on. I could just see high vibration. There's a 2-path thing going on right now. Those that are going to their awakening, and those that are just kind of not wanting to, that it's just not for them this lifetime, and it is what it is. We have to give them compassion, but it's becoming even more clearer, the differences. And that uncle was like, he called, and then he was like, so where's this person? So why are you not there? And who's doing what? And are you with your brother this Christmas? And so, but how comes? And it was just gossip. And I looked at him and he looked miserable. Right. And I know he's not listening to this podcast, but I wish he was, because it might help him. But he looked miserable. And I just thought, and I said to my dad afterwards, that was the uncle I really liked back in the days, because my uncles do well for themselves. They're both multimillionaires, but they worked hard. But one would be flaunting the money. And, and the other one I just didn't have in my life. So I just thought he was the arsehole. But the one that was flaunting the money and that was like, let's do this and we're going to do that. I thought he was sick. I mean, I admired him for being such a big entrepreneur and stuff. But now I look at it and I'm like, I don't care how much money you got. If you ain't radiating that good, loving energy and you're on that vibration, I send you compassion, but I stay the heck away from you. Family or not, right?
Exactly. And that's how important it is, because it's like, you know how I said about, I'm going to go back to the write down the goods and bads, right?
Yeah.
The moment you do that, you start to become aware, because people don't understand there's the unconscious, the subconscious, and the super subconscious. There's 3 different levels. Now, when you start to write things down, you're starting to become aware. So you're stepping into the conscious state, right? Because you're waking up to the crap you was doing before. Yeah. Sometimes we just do things not realizing we're doing them. Like, I don't know, people probably might have seen the new Matrix film that came out, the blue pill, the red pill. A lot of people just taking the blue pill, just like, oh, let me just go with it, roll with it. Same process every day. Wake up, do this, do that.
Okay, can I say something? If they went to the new Matrix film and they had to show a vaccine passport, there was no point watching that film. Because you still didn't learn, you don't get it. You still don't get it, do you? So I just say that. Anyway, sorry, carry on. You were saying conscious. So
the unconscious, the subconscious, unconscious, the conscious, and the super subconscious, right? And it's like a lot of people just stay in that momentum of the blue pill every day. Take it. They're not aware. But the moment you switch it and start to become aware, things start happening, because it's all about what you can make happen, not what is happening to you. It's like what's happening to you is a lesson, something you're not learning. And a lot of people tend to just stay in that space. They think, yo, cool, I'm going to go out weekend. I'm going to drink. I'm going to smoke. Each to their own. Cool, whatever. Not judging. But reality is you want something to change, but you're still in the same pattern and the same routine. So how can you change something if you're not willing to change? How can you get better if you're not willing to get better? Because
how can you ask the universe to help you if you're not trying to help yourself?
Exactly. Like you said, right? The money, you stop looking at that uncle like, yo, he was the one that was winning, like, yo, showing this, showing that. And you looked at him and thought, bro, what? Reality is, what is money? It's
energy.
Exactly. And that's all it is. And even going on to that, I give you something, right, about, what are we in? 2022, yeah? So 3 years ago, I must have said something to one of my friends where I said to them, all right, cool. A year from now, 3 years ago, so 2 years ago, I said we're going to buy some property on credit. I don't know how. I don't know if this can happen. I don't know if this is possible, but I just said it. Fast forward a year later, that thing we actually did. So it went to show me that the reality is that money isn't real, because you can get printed like that. You can go online, go on your app, get a loan, get a business loan, either or, because a lot of people's personal credit ain't all that. So your business credit might be good. Boom, pull some money out, property business, boom, put it into property, boom, own a property, get a mortgage. That's it. But a lot of people don't know that. So that showed me that all money is energy, right? And if you're vibrating on the correct level, you can pull in that thing you want. Because it's just a bunch of zeros and ones and twos and threes on a screen.
Yeah.
But we run around trying to get money. You will never get money trying to chase it, because it will continue to run away from you, because it's unlimited. But if you create something or have an idea or an intention, right? A pure intention or a vision, right? That you want to create, money will come to you. You won't go to it. It will come to you. Mm-hmm. The more you're just like, oh, whatever, play it off. It's just money. The energy's like, yo, is he taking the piss? Is she taking the piss? What do you mean it's just money? I'm going to fucking fill your pockets up. So the more you just, whatever, you're allowing your space.
You're not focusing on the object of money.
Exactly.
And it's like me, like I've had credit cards, I still do, and I'll spend. But I mean, I just don't think about what, I mean, I'm not trying to tell people to go and spend frivolously and go and lose their houses and stuff. But there's a mindset where I'm like spending within a certain limit. And I know, do you know what? I'm not really thinking about it because more's coming. And also hoarding money and keeping money back holds back that energy. And that's why, Christmas time or certain times of the year, tip big. Like everyone was getting a nice chunky tip from Steph. Uber drivers was like, you're paying me more tip than the bloody drive. And I'm like, happy holidays. Do you know what I mean? Because that's how it goes. It's an energy thing. If you can do it and see what comes back to you, as long as that intention is pure and there's gratitude with it, right?
Yeah, because that's the reality. Because
is that the second hack, by the way? Is that the money manifestation hack?
Money manifestation hack. Don't focus on getting it. Focus on the vision, and that will come. For example, you may like horse riding. So if someone wants to be a horse rider, I don't know, they could own a fleet of horses and start, I don't know, giving them to these people that ride them, you know, the jockeys and that and whatnot. Have an idea, right? That's the first thing. Have the idea and the money will come. The money can't come without the idea. That's a fact. And that's a fact because that has worked for me numerous amount of times. And the moment I fixate on all my days, there may not be as much money coming in as there was. The reason it isn't because I'm blocking the energy for it to come. Allow yourself to be a free and empty vessel for whatever you want to create or attract or pull towards you, and it will come. But if you're heavy and full and think about other people's fears and where they've gone wrong and this and that, it won't come. Don't allow yourself to absorb other people's energy to stop yourself from proceeding in life.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's the only way life works because whatever we get in this lifetime is a plus. We're born with nothing. Everything we gain is a plus. Whether we gain or lose friends is still a plus. We gain or lose money is a plus because we came with nothing.
Yeah.
We came with no clothes on our back.
We're going with nothing.
Exactly. And it's like, cool. I'll give you one, yeah. I don't know if I call it a life hack, but it's something I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you see how the Egyptians would bury themselves with gold, whatever, for the afterlife.
Yeah.
I've always thought maybe not money, gold. Remember, money is just something that's just created on a system. But gold is real. Gold is a mineral that comes from the earth. So they bury themselves with gold and all their jewelry and whatnot. And it holds an energy. And this same energy you can bring to the next lifetime if you're planning on coming back. If you're planning on coming back. So I believe that if you hold certain energies around you when you're dying or when you've died, you can bring it back into the next life.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't saying I'm right. Don't anyone listening to this might
That's
just
your belief. Yeah.
That's how I believe. No, he's chatting shit. But don't fixate on that solely. Don't fixate on anything. Just allow yourself to be empty. Allow yourself to be free. Anything you want will come. It is a fact. The universe wants to give you everything and anything, right? Because you are the universe. You are an expression of the universe running through you, right? When you get that, you are the thing that runs through you and you are the thing that you're in. You can create what you want. You know, you're connected to the earth through the soles of your feet. Personally, that's why I believe the soul sits. A lot of people think, it sits in the third eye space or it sits in the heart. I reckon your soul sits at your feet because that's the very thing that connects you to this earth.
I like that concept. Okay. Yeah. But earthing is so grounding and so healing, isn't it?
Exactly. Because that's when you're just vibrating. Your soul is alert. Everything is aware. When people start to understand that, they'll see how much further they can get. So it's very important sometimes to just, you wake up, work, like, people listening are probably going to be UK based. It's very cold.
There's some Australians, there's a few Europeans, there's a bit of a mixed bag. Some Northern Ireland, yeah.
Cool. It may be cold outside, wherever you are. I know it ain't cold in America because I was there not too long ago.
Well, New York is freaking freezing right now.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Hey, NY.
I'd say when you get a chance, just take your shoes off, take your socks off, go outside, and just plant your feet onto the earth. Trust me on that one. You will feel.
One sec, I'm just gonna go.
I wouldn't do it in London. You don't know what's running through that ground.
Nah, my garden's just there, but yeah. A few slugs just come between my toes. It's all right.
Yeah. The ground and the earth is important because it reactivates your soul. Because a lot of us don't realize we walk around in this day-to-day earth or day-to-day living soulless. We're not actually aware of what we're doing. Yeah. We're doing things unconsciously. Like, I bet how many people, right, wash the dishes, right, and they just wash them to wash them. If you wash them to clean them and you wash them to do a good job, already you become aware of what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you're just doing something for the sake of doing it, you're not aware. And that's when you're going to continue to walk around like a zombie.
Cleaning is a good one. Shit. Yeah, cleaning is a good one. It's a good technique to free your mind of any anxiety. You're also cleaning. So I always feel like cleaning. I put something actually up today about cleaning on my personal IG. I actually just want to call this out right now because I think it's a really nice tip. When we clean and order our homes, we somehow are also cleaning and ordering ourselves. And so when you can do that, and also, like you said, do it consciously, you start doing it. And obviously at the beginning, if you're not, used to it, then just do it. And with time, really just focus the intention because you're being present. Like I think the most important thing is being present. When our mind is everywhere else, we're not able to align with the energy because we're not allowing ourselves to be present. We're allowing the ego. And I have to just come there, that point. You mentioned when you were younger, you said like, when I was in jail and all of that, I was like on the attack, I was on the defense. And that's the forte of the ego. The ego looks to attack and defend. It knows nothing else. It's all about competition. Most of the war in this world and most of the controversy, conflict, everything that's kind of happened has come from ego, battle of egos. Take the ego out and everyone is just, we are all one. We are all interconnected, right?
That's it. And that's so important because you know how I said, like, it's always be aware of what's around you and who's around you. The moment I was in that environment, I'm around, like, not saying savages, but everyone here has obviously done some sort of shit to be put here. So I'm going to be already operating on a vibration which is lesser than myself. So I start acting out of myself and I'm not acting as self. And it's so important when you are aware of that, which I was at a later stage in life, towards the end of my 70s, that's when you start to become, I don't like to say the word, but woke, how these people say it. Aware, let's say aware.
I like to say conscious.
Yeah, conscious.
Connected to the higher self. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're aware and you know what's happening. Once you're aware, you can start making decisions and choices. You can start making better choices that lead to better decisions. And the moment you start doing that, everything starts to run smooth. So you see this life hack. I'd say to people, right, if you want to go one step up, right, and you've never tried to meditate, personally, I don't meditate every day. I do it once in a blue moon because I feel like life is a meditation for me because I've accessed that.
He's dropping them bars. Look at this guy. And you know what? I'm glad you said that because not everyone finds it easy to meditate. I try to every day. Today I didn't really. I did a water manifestation and I did some stretching, but I can't meditate every day sometimes because it's a bit hectic. I'd love to, and it grounds me. But yoga is my moving meditation. So you can do meditation in other ways, right? Exactly. I just wanted you to maybe share a bit more about that as well. Yeah,
cool. So you see how, for those that haven't yet accessed the Da Vinci Code of making life a walking meditation or manifestation, same way, I'd say when you wake up, maybe start your day like this. Wake up, don't turn on your phone because a lot of people, what we do is, shit, let me check my phone.
I do that though, man, Miles. I'm bad because my alarm's on the phone, innit? So
cool. We're gonna go one deeper when it comes to alarms. Let me touch this, right? So cool. Watch this. You get into a habit, right? And let me say this in reverse. Let's start with alarms going on to what you should do when you wake up. So I don't tend to wake up with an alarm. I set an intention. You know how I said set an intention for what you're trying to do. So if I know I need to wake up at 10 o'clock tomorrow, right? 10 o'clock tomorrow, whatever time zone I'm in, because I'm always somewhere in the world, right? I say, cool. 10 a.m. I need to wake up. Before I go to bed, I close my eyes, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Set my intention for 10 o'clock. On my life, I have never gone a day without waking up a time I don't need to.
You know what? I don't set the intention, but I always just wake up when I need to. Do you know what was so funny? Like, was it yesterday or the day before? Because, we've had some holidays and stuff. I was supposed to have a session with my coach and it was like, I overslept and it was supposed to be at 10 a.m., right? I'm getting up normally way earlier than 10 a.m. I woke up, my phone was dead and everything. And I said, it's 9:55, turned on the phone. It was 9:55. And then I've had 5 minutes to get ready and I messaged her and I said, can we meet at 10:10? But yes.
Yeah, that's it. Becoming aware, because what it is your body is a machine, right? And when you understand how to use that machine, you read the manual, everything can work well. Because I've noticed a lot of us don't realize our mobile phones are amazing, right? but we are the best piece of technology on this earth. Everything that comes from a phone comes from us. From the alarm system, from the mere fact it's called a cell phone. We have cells. Everything ranges from us. So when we can start to understand who we are, we can understand more how the world works. So boom, set your intention. You want to wake up a certain time, start doing it. It's a process. You start working on it, building it up. I'm not saying you get anything overnight, but if you keep applying yourself to something, eventually you will get there. It's a proven fact. It's a proven fact.
Yeah.
And once you've done that, right, start stepping into the zone of, when I wake up, I'm not going to attack my phone and check my emails and check this. Give yourself 10 minutes, 5 minutes if 10 minutes is too difficult. Even 2 minutes if 5 minutes is too difficult. Just focus on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Set your intention for your day.
Mantra.
Exactly.
Intention,
Set
mantra, your key affirmation.
Exactly. Become that affirmation you want to be. Become whatever it is you set your day out to be, right? Start your day calm. Don't start your day off an alarm, because when an alarm goes off, it messes up your whole system, nervous system, the immune system, the whole system itself. Start by breathing when you wake up. Catch yourself from your phone. Don't check your emails and your messages. Just be in the motion, be in the moment, and then go into that, right? You ain't got to jump to it. You ain't got to jump to it, because reality is, most people start work at 9, but people may wake up at 7. People are on their phone from 7 to 9. So when have you given yourself time to not be with your phone? You know, you pay your phone bill. Your phone don't pay you. You pay your phone bill.
Ooh,
so
dropping them.
be in control of it. Be in control of your life. Just start with that. Those little few moments of breathing in and breathing out and understanding your day and understanding who you are and how you want your day to be will make your day so much better. You'll enter the day calmer. That's the whole point of this life. Everything should be calm. Nothing should be rushed. Nothing should be stressed.
Yeah.
And you notice how in the Caribbean, they're just chilled.
Oh, yeah, like that in Goa. They're like, hey. Yeah,
exactly. Everyone's chilled.
We think they're slow. And I used to get really frustrated. They're taking 2-3 hour siesta in Goa. And even in the West Indies, they're just chilling it. Yeah. And I used to get really agitated by it at the beginning. Yeah. But now I appreciate.
Exactly. We've been put in this place, the UK, which is really hell, where we've been told that these countries, these Caribbean countries, these African countries, these Asian countries, that's where hell exists. Nothing is there. But the reality
developing countries, third world. Why is it a third world? Where was the second?
Exactly.
Is that in the World War? The second one got destroyed?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You get me? We've been told that these countries are third world, but why is minerals and materials getting extracted from there? Bring here.
Yeah.
To this cold place. Like, it makes no sense.
And why are people working endlessly to just get some time off to go to those places?
Exactly. It doesn't make sense. It's like everything got spun upside down and everything's gone off balance.
Literally, it went off balance. My laptop went off balance. The screen flipped. I didn't even see Miles. I heard a noise. I love it. It's all natural. All natural moments right now.
Exactly. It's like everything's gone off balance, but you need to get balanced, innit? Like, we're doing so many mad things, to just get a week of paradise. Yeah. Because we think the UK is where you got to be.
And then when you come back, you're like, I don't want to be back. And that's it's about finding paradise in your daily life. You know what? And I know we're going to wrap up soon, but I have to say one thing. It's been about 2 years, right, since we couldn't really travel with like the way we used to travel. And I've traveled a lot. I've been very blessed from young, and then I've worked in the travel space, but I was always a traveler. So even before that, I was traveling all the time on business, all the time, traveling. And when this whole thing hit, I was like, I'm fine. And why am I fine? Because paradise is in me. That sense of holiday, that sense of peace is in me. So it doesn't matter where I am. And I was talking to Miles, we're probably going to go and take a little trip together or something, and do some videos for the YouTube channel exclusive one. But I'm in no rush, because for me, like you said, like I'm not chasing nothing. It will come, it will align. So I haven't traveled for 2 years. For someone that was traveling maybe 12 or 14 times a year, 2-3 times a month, like crazy. And I'm calm with it. And it's because it all starts with us.
Exactly. And it's like, even I've realized as well, I said when I was being in Saudi, it's like, how we spoke about the media will portray certain places as being worse and being this and being that.
Yeah.
It's like, it was only till the other day in my 20s, reaching down in Saudi, where I realized, like, hold on, I'm actually a king, because we've been told that we're lesser. Us people of color are lesser.
Yeah.
But when I was out there, or being still out there, it's like, they're like, yo, this is like, yo, you lot are like kings. Like, the hospitality was A1. I was being treated like I was some king in Saudi or something. I was like, what the fuck? Because I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
You're used to the wow, when you're in London, just bare noise, so much noise, so much pollution. But that place was perfect, A1. Everywhere I've been in the world, they treat you like you're A1, like you are at the top of the pyramid, which a lot of us have forgotten.
Yeah.
we
all
think we're the
kings and
bottom.
queens, and I think that's what we need to remind ourselves. We need to find that self-worth within.
Exactly.
Part of the journey.
Exactly. And you got to carry that king or queen energy, because it will get you through life. And it has gotten me through life this far, but realizing it more so now, I'm like, yo, next level.
Yeah, and then you embody it, and then you show up in that energy, and you get received and treated for that, and that's a beautiful thing. Miles, we could talk forever.
Yeah.
So I've got you to commit to doing more sessions with me, right? But we'll do it in person, maybe overseas. Definitely overseas. Maybe some in the UK. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
But I know we've given a few manifestation and life hacks in this session, but I think like we need to continue this. There's a lot more you can share, but I feel like for our Soul Tribe and the listeners, and getting underway with 2022, you've given some really strong and tangible go-to methods of things to think about, starting points, but really core starting points that will be foundational for building on further manifestation hacks, because you need that foundation in order to manifest. You need to clear out the energy, like you said, right?
Exactly. See, like as we wrap up, I want to leave this with everyone.
Yeah, go on. Wise words of wisdom from our Miles.
A seed always has to rot in the ground before you can bear its fruits. So don't focus on where you're at now. Focus on where you're going. You may be at ground level now, like that seed, but eventually you'll bear fruits. And those fruits you will bear will be so amazing and so blissful that you'll be in a space where you're like, yo, slow down. Like last year, I might have been having the worst time of my life, but this year I'm now experiencing true wealth and true happiness. And richness is always what you see. Don't get caught up and think richness is what you have. It's what you see. It's who you are inside as a person, how you feel. So, yeah, be people with that.
Yeah, the day you plant the seed is not the same day you eat the fruit.
Exactly.
Well, I was sharing with my team at work as well, because trying to get them to all bring in some great opportunities for 2022. And I wanted to tell them, go plant those seeds with our clients and with all these conversations you're having, and don't feel disheartened if some of those seeds don't sprout, because some of them will, and you will be eating fruit. So focus on that, but plant the seeds and then just let go, surrender to that. Like, don't hold on and don't attach to an outcome. Just always have your vision and feel it within, and it will all align. So, well, thank you so much, Miles, man. This was fun. We've done it all in today's episode. Like, I think the laptop went 360. I think you dropped a couple of F-star gems there. Hopefully that doesn't get bleeped out. I quite like the authenticity of it. But thank you for your energy, your presence, your wisdom. I appreciate you, brother.
It's cool. It's cool. And yeah, until we meet again, innit?
And are you leaving us with one of your favorite quotes or a motivational quote that you want the listeners to take with?
Yeah, I got one.
Go for it.
Hold on.
Drum roll?
I had it. Yeah. Drum roll. It was so deep. I had to write it down, you know, because sometimes my brain don't attain so much knowledge in it. It attains wisdom, but I don't attain knowledge in it. I'll say that.
At least you know yourself.
Exactly. Well, it was based off kind of what we're saying about richness and whatever, but it was just simply travel because it's the only thing that makes you richer, and it makes the mind richer. You can see things you've never seen, and you can explore places you never thought you could explore. That's where richness comes from. Seeing the world, how amazing it truly is. Not what we've been told what it's like or what it seems to be like, not what we hear in the media and the news and this place isn't, this place ain't for us, we shouldn't go there, we shouldn't go here. Travel. Only then is when you can really make your judgment on what it is you've seen.